Let me ask about Sundowns Supersport. Sundowns, I think, have the advantage, but Supersport are in form. With the players they have, that midfield three, Furman, Mbule, Mokoena, Krobler's sharp up front. Kabuza's brought something. Modiba, he's been around for so long and he's 24 years old. I mean, they've got a heck of a team, and we know Sundowns have got superstars, and I mean, they've probably got the advantage from a 1-1. They've got an away goal. But they both play at the same home ground. Just does it mean anything?
No, in terms of the home advantage, I don't see that's going to affect Supersport. We know, look now, I say we know.
You see.
I mean, Supersport knows Lucas Moripe very well. They play their games there. But it's going to be a tough game. I mean, if you look at the stats, for the past 6 seasons, Sundowns has been, hammering Supersport, home and away in the league, knocking them. But that voodoo changed last season, second round of the league, when Supersport beat Sundowns 2-0. And now it gave Supersport team, that motivation and courage to say, guys, now we've managed to beat these guys, and Caetano knows very well their strength. They are a good team, superstars, midfield, going up front, they can destroy anyone. But also they've got their weaknesses, especially in my view, their central defense at the back. That's where, if you saw even the first leg, Supersport, honestly, Supersport was supposed to be going to the second leg leading. If you see the chances they missed, especially first half, they were supposed to score at least 3 goals. First half. But because Sundowns, with their experience playing in Africa, they've been winning everything in domestically, so they've got that experience. They can manage the game very well. But for Supersport, with young players, Mbule, he showed no respect to Kekane in the first leg.
He's always complaining about that.
And I'm expecting
talking about that boy. So you must shut that boy up. This boy
is something else, boy.
He's just giving that boy, like that young man, a whole lot of props. So like now you've got a homework to do, and obviously shut the boy up.
I mean,
so it's experience against the inexperience, right?
Yeah, but Mbule is a young man. Mokoena, he's been around, but he's still a young man. But he's played already for Bafana. He has a goal for Bafana, so he has that little more experience than Mbule. But Mbule is using his talent, because sometimes you can have so much experience and comes a player who has like raw talent, who's not scared.
But you as a young man, you came on as a young man. You're not scared because you don't know anything. You've never failed in anything. So the only thing you just want to help.
No, but young players sometimes they achieve, especially in big games.
I'm talking about
80,000 or 40,000. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know that.
You will feel like,
and those are the ones that never make it. Those are the ones that never make it. Now you're talking about Mbule. Mbule is one of those who said, you know what, I've got a chance. I'm going to shut this guy.
Yeah,
it's my time now.
Okay, let me continue.
What's interesting is we have ex-Supersport and ex-Sundowns.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And both ex-Chiefs, which is interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game. I think at the moment, yes, Sundowns playing at home with 1 goal. What do you call it? Away goal?
Advantage.
That's not advantage, that's away goal.
Yeah, advantage. It works, Baba.
Let me tell you.
Who's under pressure right now?
We are not under pressure.
You are under pressure.
We've scored, you scored. And
we scored an away goal.
And if we score 1, we've got away goal, the same like you. So what I'm saying to you, let's wait for Wednesday. Let Sundowns score more goals, and then we will say, oh, that away goal worked. Yeah. But if Supersport score more goals, then Supersport is gonna go in. Yeah. But of course, the likes of Great Lukrobla, we just wish that he doesn't get injuries again, because we also need him for Bafana. It's not only for Supersport, because we're also struggling for Bafana in terms of goals. So if he can stay healthy, he will also help, in terms of the national team. And of course, Kabuza. I spoke to Kabuza after we signed him. I went to training. I told him that, boy, we know that you've been through hell in terms of the fans, the way they treated him in his previous team. But here, it's a family team, small team, not big players. Do your thing. You are not here to prove anyone. We know your qualities as Supersport. So look at Kabuza. He's scoring goals. Now people are starting
to... a point to prove, to be honest. Truth is,
he's a good player.
No, listen, you can have a point, but if you are in a healthy environment where people appreciate you the way you are, then you will obviously, perform at your best of that.
He's doing it. So far, so good.
Yeah, so I'm saying, just to talk about Sundowns, I'm saying it's going to be an interesting game, because people were saying it's a final before the final. But in my view, all the 8 teams that participated in the MTN8, they deserve to win the rest. So there's no final before the final, never. Supersport must just beat and score more goals against Sundowns and go to the final against
Hey, this
Highlands
guy,
Park.
he just wants to see Sundowns out. Right?
Josta
All I can
Dladla.
say, all I can say. it's
Remember,
all- it's-
we lost in the we were runners up last season. We lost against Cape Town City.
You always come in
The-
second.
The previous
You always
season,
second.
the
You
previous
like
season we
Highlands
won it. The previous season we won it. So now
Yeah,
we want to
sure.
go for the third time in a row to the finals, and this time we have to beat the best.
Hopefully,
to
you're
be the
not gonna be
champions.
like Pirates, eh?
No,
Always
no.
come in second.
No.
All I can say is,
I'm saying we.
yeah, he keeps on saying we this guy. Yeah. So all I can say it's all about game management. I
Yeah.
think for me, Sundowns has learned to kind of like maintain the game, how to manage the game well because of the being part of the continental
Yeah.
competition, playing against bigger teams. You can see when they play, it's more like okay, fine, they're comfortable, they're relaxed, and that's the mentality I think that Pito has installed into these boys' brains. It's more like saying, guys, the only time we lose is a draw. These boys, like, they don't know how to lose. It's a difficult team. As much as they can't run like Highlands Park and all that, but how they manage the game is more like saying, okay, you know what? Come at us. And you open up at the back, you sleep once, they're going to punish you. You could see what happened with the game, the first leg. Supersport scored, 2 minutes later they came back. So it's one of those teams that they can just twitch it within a second and say, you know what, acceleration, let's do, what can you give us now? So it's, for me, I think like looking at Supersport without Horobla is a totally different team. That's how they actually like lost chasing the league last season, because Horobla was not there. There was nobody scoring goals for them. Defensively they were doing well. Now you can see when Horobla is back there, Horobla is a type of player that he gets 5 chances and will score 4. He's a sharpshooter. Now you've got Gabuza who wants to prove a point. Also, who's coming out and saying, you know what, I'm enjoying football.
Yeah, but not
Less
prove a
pressure.
point, but he's adding value into the team.
Exactly, there as well. But he wants to prove a point.
Yeah.
So both teams, for me, I think,
Yeah.
playing wise, I'll give it to Sundowns in terms of game management, and you know when they can keep the ball. When you let them play, they will destroy you. But they've got the weakness at the back, and they're playing against one of the best strikers in the country. So they have obviously a disadvantage at the back as much as they can keep the ball. Vice versa. Supersport, I can't say your team. Supersport at the back, they've got a tendency of like just switching off. You know what I mean? If they can work on that, then they can beat Sundowns. So I think it's anybody's game. It's who wants the game more. Whoever's going to take the chances when this game comes, I think is going to win the game.
Yeah,
That's
but
all.
also I had Coach Caetano, he was saying he studied Sundowns now. He knows the weaknesses and he knows they can keep
they
the ball well.
always say that.
Listen. No, but it's proven.
Yeah.
It was a draw, and the last game, Supersport won 2-0 convincingly. So he says also if Supersport with Mbule now in the picture, because he's the one that makes things happen. He can hold the ball. If the guys are quick, he can make them slow down. If he wants them to be quick,
He's a general.
He's a general. So now if Supersport...
And he's abusing who?
Yeah, he's abusing from
This guy, yeah.
So now what my point is, what Kaitono says, he says having Mbule, especially this season, and the way he started Mbule, he's doing well. He's a youngster. We don't want him to be big-headed. He's doing well. He must be humble. But he says he wants to see if Supersport can keep the ball longer, because Sundowns, they are not used to chase the ball longer. And that's a good point. If Supersport can do that,
If you can get the ball
but
away from them.
Wait. If Supersport can keep the ball longer, we don't know how Mamelodi Sundowns is going to respond.
Can you do
because
that?
they are not. We can. you saw for the past, the league started. They can.
I hear what you're saying. Like,
Mbule
what I'm saying
can.
is, let's see if it's going to happen, big dog.
I mean, Mukwena is a quality player. He can keep the ball. He's comfortable
Talk
on the
is
ball.
cheap, you know that. Talk is cheap.
No. I'm talking about the recent form of Supersport United, including Dean Femen being a workaholic there and allow these young boys to express themselves. So I'm saying if that plan can be executed in terms of keeping the ball at the right time for longer, then I also want to see how Sundowns are going to respond, because they are not used to chase the ball for a very long time.
Decision making, Supersport is key when it comes to this. That's what you're saying.
Yes, because my point is, Caetano, I'm happy because he saw that, okay, we know these guys, they dominate the games. Most of the games, Sundowns will dominate you. So that's why he's saying, with Mbule now and Mukwena, who are abusing Shompo, who are comfortable with the ball and very young, they can still run for 120 minutes without no problem. That's why now he's encouraging them and he's doing those drills even in training to say, guys, let's try and keep the ball as much as we can. But of course, if we have to punish, let's go for it. But if we see they're close, let's keep it and see their reaction. I think for me, that's a big factor.
This conversation is how I see the game going. I think you can't separate the teams. It's going to go to extra time, and then it's going to be penalties. But thank you, guys.
Thank you.